interesting topic for debate today, and something I thought would be worth taking a look at is, should you use a Linux distribution that is maintained by a small team, or should you just carry on using the big main distributions? So, yes, I know each distribution has its own place in the world and makes Linux the way it is, but at times I do often wonder, there are risks when it comes to using some of these smaller distributions. And what are those risks? Well, sometimes the distribution is just a copy and paste of something else, and someone has swapped out an application and a wallpaper, and yay, they have a new distribution. Woohoo! Or some people go and they invest a lot of time and they move everything to a certain distribution, and for whatever reasons, I'm not criticizing, it gets discontinued. That's life, I suppose. Yes, it can happen to a lot of big distributions out there, I know. Like, you could it happened to CentOS, it happened to Red Hat, I know, and some other distributions in the past. But main distributions these days, it's less likely to happen to something like Ubuntu or Pop! OS, and we'll talk about Pop! OS in another video, just because some of these have companies back behind them or big communities. Like, I expect Debian to go on for many more years, as well as I do Arch, etc. But looking in recent times, some of the most distributions that have just jumped off a cliff. Looking at Arch, there were some back in the day, Chakra, Antigos. Yes, I'm well aware that Antigos exists today as Endeavour. Archbox, so many of these, even Netrunner and all of these distributions have all existed once. But today I'm very sad to say that possibly one of my favorite, if not favorite, Arch-based distributions, XeroLinux, is shutting down, right? And basically at the moment, all you have to do is back up your stuff and shift to a different distro. Sucks to be you. Or sucks to be me, because I use XeroLinux as well, just by the way. Anyway, so what are they doing? Well, they've decided that they are moving it into a post-install kit, which I guess makes a lot of sense. Post-install kits are very beneficial in the Linux community, and that way possibly you can have a more vanilla-based system, and you don't have to worry about it disappearing the next day. And allow me to say that I have a lot of respect for XeroLinux and the maintainers and the founder and everyone involved in Dark Zero, and I'm really, really, really sad to see this go away. This is one of the few distributions I've actually personally donated to more than once, and I really, really liked it. I thought it was Arch done right. It was kind of like, for me, an Arch done easier, kind of like Garuda, but without all the additional makeup onto it, especially the early editions. And yeah, for me, it's very sad to see that XeroLinux is basically going from being a full distro to a setup kit or a script, really. Or what is the official word here? It's going to be a post-installation tool. Okay, so it's going to be a toolkit. It's going to be scripts, which is really sad. I guess the forum will still exist, and I can understand these type of things. People put in a lot of time, effort, their own money into these, and sometimes it's not always worthwhile. Sometimes it is. And this is for me another example again of asking that question. Well, what do you do? What do you use? Right now, if you were going to ask me which Arch distribution I feel is probably still going to be around, well, it could happen to Endeavour as well, though they're also pretty strong community. Garuda seems to be doing well, but really, if you want to be more safe, an Arch side, well, probably Arch, and something like Manjaro. It's just for the simple fact they do seem to be making some form of money with their hardware side, so it's more likely to stay around. And yeah, folks, let me know. Do you think I'm crazy when I think these days one should really be looking at distributions maybe that are heavily community orientated or have some backing by a corporation. And when I say backing by a corporation, I don't mean the man or the woman or it taking over and putting in spyware, for goodness sakes. I'm talking about companies like System 76 and Tuxedo, where, you know, they're using Linux, they're contributing towards it, but they're also making money and less likely to keep it around. Folks, let me know your thoughts. Dark Zero, very sorry to hear your distribution has come to an end. It was great while it lasted. And everyone, thanks for listening, and bye for now.